Hey there, welcome to yet another episode of Amazon Basics, where today we'll be discussing on the concept of keywords. I think it's a pretty intuitive concept. A lot of people understand it. And I also think that if you are a Amazon seller or a new Amazon seller, it's very important for you to really internalize what it means to understand, learn, and how to implement the knowledge you have of keywords when you start selling your products in the online space. Just for some historical context, when search engines like Google and Yahoo came into existence, there was a huge need for those offerings to understand what people really need when they search for certain things. And so that's where the concept of keyword came into the picture, where the idea was that if you were able to see what people were searching for, you can guess to an extent what that person's searching for. It may be search results, it may be an answer to a question, or in Amazon's case, it may be a product that they want to show. So that's how the concept began. In Amazon's context, it's even more relevant because one of the most important cues that platforms like e-commerce platforms take in determining what products to show is to decide based on the keywords that are searched by a particular customer. As an Amazon seller, it is important for you to understand what are the keywords, what are the words that people would search for when they are looking for a product similar to yours. And hence, that knowledge of knowing those keywords are important. The other layer to this aspect is that when you are deciding on the keywords that you would like to implement or highlight in your product listing, it is also important to know the search volume or how often people search for a particular keyword. Obviously, there are certain words that have very high search volume across e-commerce platforms. Very commonly used words like tissue paper or baby formula, or any of these other words which are very, very common, a lot of people are searching for, and so those keywords have high search volume. So when you are looking or when you are researching on the keywords for your products, you need to understand what keywords have high search volume. Then there is the concept of long tail keywords, or are also called niche keywords, where these are very specific keywords where not a lot of people search for it, but those who do search for it typically have a very high intent to purchase. For example, keywords such as light to cure Alzheimer's or light to reduce Alzheimer's, or calming chews for dogs. So these are very specific keywords. Obviously, not a lot of people are searching for it, but it is also important to know those low search volume niche keywords for your product so that you can use that knowledge to dominate a particular product category. So if I was selling dog chews, I would need to know what are the keywords, the obvious ones and the not obvious ones, so that I can use those keywords in my product listing, in my images, and also pay for them in ad campaigns, for pay-per-click ad campaigns, where I can input those words and bid on those keywords so that my products show up whenever somebody searches for that particular keyword. If I am selling a notebook, I want to make sure that my product shows up in front of the person who's searching for it, either in a paid or organic way, whenever somebody searches for a notebook. So that is the very basic fundamental concept of keywords. And its uses are, like I mentioned before, it can be used to improve your listings, it can be used to improve your product title, it can be used to improve your images, it can also be used to improve your ad targeting. The other things to notice or to understand about the concept of keywords is that even though some keywords may be obvious in your situation, it is also important to understand which keywords are worth advertising for, which keywords are worth paying money for. Like I said, let's say I am selling diapers, and if I want to target the keyword diaper, it would be very expensive. It can range anywhere. High search volume keywords can range anywhere between 5 to 20 and in some cases even $40 per click. So then the decision that you have to make is, one, whether to bid on the keyword, and second, if so, how much to bid on those keywords. Obviously, if a keyword is $40 per click and your product costs $10, it often does not make sense. It obviously does not make sense to advertise on such keywords if that is your price point, unless you're using that as a strategy to drive traffic to your product page, which will help improve your organic ranking. So that's basically it. Those are the concepts around keywords and how to understand it. In the context of ad campaigns, there can be an additional layer where when you bid on certain keywords, you have an option to bid on that exact same keyword, or you can tell Amazon that, hey, if somebody searches for this word along with a few phrases added to the left or right, those are called phrase and broad matches. And even at that case, you are able to bid on those particular keywords. There are a lot of fantastic tools available out there for doing keyword research. Helium 10, Jungle Scout, SEMrush. There are a lot of tools out there. I would say it is reasonably easy to know what the keywords are. It takes much more learning and understanding and an ability to adapt quickly to know those keywords which are perfect for your particular product. Another thing to keep in mind, the keywords that may have been working for your product at a certain point in time may not work going forward. So it is also important to note that the process of keyword research and understanding what works and what doesn't work is a permanent fixture of you being an e-commerce seller. And it is something that keeps evolving with time, and it is something that you need to spend a lot of time in doing. Just a shameless plug, if you use Xena Foresight for your Amazon product listing optimization, Xena Foresight derives its keyword research data directly from Amazon and a few other platforms and our own research, so that it can automatically decide what keywords are important based on the data it continuously collects, and hence it saves you a lot of time in doing your keyword research and analysis for your particular product. So that is the basics of keywords in the context of e-commerce sellers and e-commerce marketplaces.